Hi folks, Doyle Dykes here. I want to say what an honor it is to be a part of the launching of the new acoustic pedal. I mean, this is an amazing thing. To say I'm reviewing this is an understatement. I'm actually using this. I'm old school. I can't really endorse anything unless I've tried it out. And I did. And I'm telling you, you have to do very little to it, and it sounds great. First thing I did was take this guitar out, and I plugged it into this thing, and oh my Lord, top of my head came off. It was incredibly transparent, of course, but when you start adding bass and some mids and a little sparkle, woo, there it was. And so I'm very excited about this pedal, you can tell. When they say single-ended Class A preamplifier, really what that means is it's very ultra clean. I mean, it's ultra transparent. And that's hard to find in anything. Years ago, I used to travel all the way to California to record. And so I would go there, and this one studio would bring in these Martech, they're preamplifiers, and they're very expensive. You can still find them, but just to use them as an example, they boasted that they were as close to a straight line, just a straight wire microphone wire recorder that you could get. It just raised the volume, and that was basically what it did. And you have to have a lot of electronics in there for that to happen, and the design of it has to be great. And so all I can say is they accomplished that with this pedal, because it doesn't color it unless you want to. And so when you have something that works, and you have a pickup that's great, a guitar that's great, you don't want to do a whole lot to it. Eric Johnson said, he's a good friend of mine, he's a great guitar player from Austin, Texas, said, when someone sends me a pedal, I'm more interested in what it doesn't do in the beginning than what it actually does. I'll listen to it and make sure, and I won't turn any of the effects on or whatever it does to make sure it doesn't mess with my tone. And so it's the same thing with this. And so I found out, no, it doesn't mess with your tone, but you can color it any way you want to and enhance it. And that's a great thing, especially when you have a guitar with no EQ. And then it also has an inverter here, or a phase for the XLR out. I've never had that on anything. And so in other words, if you have a little bit of a feedback problem with a guy in the house, if you're just running into the house, you just push that, and it reverses the polarity or whatever. It's actually a phase inverter. And so all I can say is it actually works. It also has a send to return with a buffered preamp, which means it just cleans up the chain. It just cleans up your pedals. I don't know how they put so much in here, but they did. And so when you have a buffered amp, it actually cleans up the output and inputs of these pedals. And so you want them to sound good. They all have volume. And when you get them all together, sometimes you get noise, and that cleans everything up. It has the best midsection I've ever seen on any pedal for a guitar. I mean, it's like a parametric cut and boost, and you find that notch sometimes, and you can actually notch out the things you don't want and then boost in the things that you do want. And that really helps with the Q factor, which is a real fine-tuning feature on here for feedback. When you find that spot, that sweet spot, and then if there's any feedback problems at all, you can just kind of narrow that band, or you can widen it. And so it's a great feature. It has 18 volt power capability. Really what that is headroom, and you really need that on an acoustic preamp, especially me, I think, because I play so hard sometimes. I'm more orchestral. I play more like a piano player. And so you have to have headroom. a lot of pedals would not work with an electric. They'd work with electric guitar, but they wouldn't work with an acoustic guitar because of the headroom, or they just didn't sound right. But this is 18 volts, so you have ultra headroom and ultra sparkle, very transparent. Folks, I love it. It's a great pedal. And so, guys, I'm very excited about this, and I'm just going to have some fun. Hope you enjoy this presentation. God bless. Thank you.